Today, I am super excited to be sharing practical ways to get through a bad day by stimulating your senses. I actually do these things. I'm not just saying to do them and I actually don't do them. I do them all and I live by them. So this is not me just sharing nice little tips that I actually don't follow. Make sure you stay to the end to find out my number one favorite tip to change my mood and turn my bad day into a better one. It might take you by surprise. Let's just normalize bad days for a second, shall we? Everyone has them. It doesn't mean that you've failed if you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed. It happens to us all. Sometimes your bad day is going to be linked to how you physically feel, and other days it'll be just completely down to your own mental well-being. You might just have had a completely whack dream and it's just completely thrown off your day. Literally happened to me last night, so if that is you, I feel you. It happens. It happens to everyone, but that does not mean that a bad day needs to end badly. These tips are going to be for everyone. I will be putting affiliate links for all the products that I mentioned down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, then clicking on those links is a fantastic way to do so. What I am about to share is jam-packed full of little practical things that everyone can do. And all of these things help me to improve a bad day into a better day or completely help to change my mood. One of the most important ways to overcome a bad day is to change the atmosphere around you. Now, this is where I tackle my senses, such as smell, what I see, so visual, sound, and touch. So number one, as soon as I get up, I work at shifting my environment. So first of all, I put on RGB lights, which honest to God, they really do make a huge difference to my mood. It has actually been scientifically proven that color can significantly impact a person's subconscious and also their mood. Did you know that they actually use pink lights in jail? Because it's been shown to make inmates less aggressive, because pink is actually seen as a non-threatening color. Do I always follow common rules for certain colors? Like, blue is always seen as being quite calming, green is very healing, and red is more aggressive? No. I don't always follow those exact rules. I actually just find a blend of colors that bring me joy. And that can change from day to day. This is where the Govee Lights makes it so easy because Govee has a really great app. And I can literally go on there and scroll through and try different colors that just match my vibe. Like I can change this to a green, or I can even change it to multiple colors like this. And they even have an AI feature where you can color match, which is really cool. But a lot of times I just throw on like the random one and I just scroll through them. And I find ones that I really love and save it to use whenever I want to. I actually can't remember what color I had. Was it green? Was it green? I can't remember. Okay, well, we're going to go for green. I have my office lights in one part of the app, and I also have lights in my room as another part of the app. And depending on whichever room I'm in, I literally just have to press on and those lights beam up and suddenly my mood is lifted. So it's super, super easy. If you're in a space where you can only afford one Govee product, then I either recommend you invest in the Govee Aura lamp, as you can see here, because this thing is incredible. It's a visual delight all in itself. It will literally put on a show for you. I kid you not. And it has tons of features. It really is a souped up like mood light. Or if you want something slightly cheaper, I'd go for the higher end Govee strip lights. They are the slightly more expensive ones. I have tried them all, or at least a lot of them. And these are the ones I actually use behind here. These are incredible. They're extremely vibrant. And they also have like a protective like plastic thing over them to protect the lights, which some of them don't have, but these do, and I find that that makes them last so much longer. So I really highly recommend. I will definitely put the link to this specific strip light down in the link so you guys can explore it and see for yourself. In general, I can't recommend RGB lights enough. So if you have any at home, use them regularly. They can really help to lift your mood and also to change the environment around you, which is the first step into changing a bad day into a better one. The second thing I do to help change the atmosphere around me is I go and put on my oil diffuser. I have about 3 of these. This is one of many. And what I do is whatever room I'm going to be working the most in or spending the most time, I will go and put my oil diffuser in there. And then I choose a scent I really like. If I gotta work, it's probably not going to be something super relaxing like lavender or chamomile because I don't want to feel sleepy as I work. It'll probably be something a bit more invigorating. But if it's the weekend, I'm trying to relax and chill, I will put on a more soothing, calming scent. You'd be surprised at how much smell can make a difference to how you feel. There's a reason why essential oils oils are an actual thing and they're used in spas around the world. I even got my brother Nick on to oil diffusers and he absolutely loves them. Now, maybe for you, you prefer candles, you prefer a warmer scent. And I totally relate to that because I used to be an all candles girl. Like I had candles everywhere and I still do love them. But these are also a great option to changing the environment that you are in. And they also add a visual stimulation as well because you see the flame. And especially if it's a super dark room and you just have like candlelight, that is also a beautiful way to change your atmosphere. I will put down below some of my favorite candles I even still use. I am a super big fan of Yankee. That is the OG. I also like Sand and Fog too. So I will make sure I put all my favorite scents down below. Now, if none of those scent options float your boat, and that's fine, then why not invoke some good smelling vibes by having a bubble bath? Now, this is for ladies and gentlemen, because I know there are a lot of guys who actually, even though they don't admit it, enjoy bubble baths. You can also get really nice smelling shower gel too, which does the same job. I personally use Dr. Teal's Soothe and Sleep, and this is pretty much liquid, pure Epsom salt bath foam because I do not like putting salts in because it gets kind of gritty and I don't like where the salt goes. I'm going to be honest. So I love liquid. This is, in my opinion, the best smelling and the best quality and the most affordable product that I use in my bath. And I use this a lot. He also does a eucalyptus version, which is great if you just come back from the gym or you're looking to not sleep and actually feel a little bit more awake. That one is also very good too. Now we tackle touch. Usually if I'm having a bad day, I will not be going out and instead I'll be looking to stay in. So I usually have a go-to in-fit, not an outfit, an in-fit. And I personally choose clothes that are super soft because, I don't know, maybe it's my age, no jokes, but I adore having good quality material on my skin now. Like I place a lot of value in that. When I was in my early 20s, I didn't care if it was plastic, polyester, I didn't care what I had on. But now in my mid 30s, I'm like, I'm gonna get me the softest sweaters that money can buy that are like buttery soft against my skin. That makes me feel so much better. If I'm having a bad day and it's really cold out, especially, I'll put on a lovely buttery soft sweater and it just immediately makes me feel comfortable and soothed. And if it's actually really cold, I'll put on some like cashmere socks. Yes, I am that girl. Maybe you're a dude and you're like saying, Tori, I just don't care about clothes like that. Like I have a specific set of sweats and t-shirts and that's it. I don't really care about how they feel on me. That's fine. I'm about to put you on a special present I got from Amazon for Christmas that I probably use this thing more than I've used any item this whole year. And it is a beautifully made, super soft footstool wedge thing. You know, when I got this, I knew how much it was. And it's not like super expensive by any means. I think this was like 25 pounds, maybe 29. I thought that's really expensive for something I'm just putting my feet on. But I am so glad that I went and got this particular one. There are other cheaper versions that are more like plasticky, but this one, my dude, it is so freaking soft. It is made so well. I love it so much. Do you know what the best feeling is? Taking off my socks and putting my feet on that, and I'm like, I could sit here and work for hours now. It just feels so good under my feet. And I highly recommend this particular one. I use it every day and I will not be without it. So maintaining the theme of touch, I also have a stress ball that I use when I am feeling particularly anxious or, you guessed it, stressed. So like the sorts of stress balls I like to squeeze and to hold, like my mom hates. My mom hates that material so much. So make sure you find something that you actually like. Or if you're not a stress ball sort of person, why not try some slime? I really enjoy sensory stimulation from like stress balls or slime. And I have only recently just gotten into slime. And I like the way, I love the way it feels. I don't know, I not only love how it looks, you can get slimes that are super cute. They always smell good. And they feel so great. I was actually, a fun fact, you guys are not going to expect this, but last year I was actually looking at starting my own slime shop because I loved the idea of slime so much, but no, I didn't. Maybe I will one day. Why not try something new? Like I have never tried slime before until this year, and I really enjoy it. and it just helps to soothe me and stimulate my sense of touch. So TLDR, when it comes to touch, don't neglect how much touch, try saying that 5 times fast. Don't neglect how much touch can heighten your mood and help bring you out of a funk. If you are enjoying my content and you'd like to support this channel, then make sure you like and subscribe, as well as share this with whoever you feel needs to hear it. I've also actually created a Patreon, which I will link down below for those of you who would like to support me in that way. Now, sound is a super vital thing that you can do in order to change the environment around you. And it can also change the atmosphere in your mind. There's something to be said about investing in either a good PC headset or good earphones or headphones. I have both. I have a Logitech headset, which I love, and the music comes out in it beautifully, especially when I have the right presets on. Now, without the presets, at first, when I first got it, I thought, this headset sounds really trash, but it's because I hadn't done anything to it. Like the EQ was completely flat and it did not work. And once I got the right preset on, chef's kiss, it was beautiful. I love it so much. If you want to know more, I'll put the link down below. I also have, when I'm on the go, and actually if I'm just walking around the house, I have the Sony WF-1000 XM4s. Ta-dam. Now, what I would say is I would recommend getting these in black. I don't recommend this color so much anymore because it kind of gets dirty easily. So if you're looking, these are fantastic earphones. Like, I love them so much. They work great. The sound is great. The bass is great, which for me is important, but just the overall quality of the sound is really good. However, I would recommend getting black and not this like off-white. Maybe you live alone, or maybe you just have the house to yourself and you can finally play some songs really loud out of speakers. Now I have, oh my gosh, this is heavy. I have the JBL Extreme. I think this is the Extreme 2. I've had this for, I want to say like 7 years, maybe? Excellent speakers. It's waterproof, I think, too, which is kind of cool, but the bass is explosive. It's really good. But can I give you an insider tip? If you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed, get yourself a good quality shower speaker. I have spoken about this before, but this has been and will continue to be a game changer for me. This is the JBL Clip. There are many different versions. This is just the one that I have. It has lasted me so far for about 4 years, at least, probably more than that now. It is fantastic. It's waterproof. I clip it in the shower and I go ham. Having a good shower speaker and music that is really going to pump you up, especially if you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed, is so key. This is like my secret weapon. Like, especially if I'm having a bad start to the day and I have to film, which is what I'm doing now, I will literally have a war room in the shower where I have a playlist, a kick-ass playlist all ready to go. And I take my JBL Clip into the shower, turn the volume up high, and boom, I'm a new woman. Saying all that, I highly, highly encourage you to put together different playlists to match different moods that you might be in. Sometimes, for example, you just gotta be sad and let your emotions out. And music can be a fantastic way to do that, especially if you might find it hard, like crying or like conveying sadness. Music is a great way to give you a tool to be able to do that. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a musical outlet for things like sadness or anger or grief or confusion. It only becomes a problem when you consistently sit and wallow in those types of emotions and you don't make any effort to get up and move on. Maybe you're feeling a lot of anger and hurt. Why not put on some music and literally mosh it out? You know what I'm talking about. And just like physically get those emotions out in a safe way. I've even put on some like aggressive like Nicki Minaj songs that I like rap to. And it's a really healthy output for me than going on my phone and rage texting the person that I want to cuss out. So much healthier than holding it all in, and also so much healthier than reacting and doing something you might regret. And other times you might need some joyful and light music, something to make you happy. Explore what works for you for each emotion and make sure you have a playlist ready with those types of songs in it. It really will help when you hit a bad day. Alternatively, when it comes to sound, people also like nature sounds, like calming waterfalls or whale noises or whatever it is. There are also apps for that as well, if that's your thing, if that's your vibe. I don't know about you, but if I had those sounds playing all the time, I just constantly feel like I need to use the bathroom. If you know, you know. So the next practical thing you can do is not quite atmospheric changes, but still on the hearing sense, as well as actually visual stimulation, is listening and watching positive and motivational videos or podcasts. Doing this can do absolute wonders for your mood and also help to get your creative juices flowing if you feel stuck in a rut. People always take this particular method for granted, and I don't think we really appreciate how much listening and watching things like this can actively and quickly transform a bad day. And I think it's because we're so used to watching videos for distraction and entertainment reasons. So it kind of just becomes like, okay, that's a thing that I do all the time. But what if you were intentional with the types of media you consume, especially on a bad day? I often find watching videos like this help to inspire me so much, whether they are long form or short form, or also learning something new. You know, they say the best way that you can get out of a rut and stop feeling stuck is to actually learn something new. Like, I love learning things that I can implement into my content creation that's brand new, because it makes me feel like I've actually done something productive. Like, I've done something positive for what I want to do with my life. I would challenge you that if you're going through a bad day, why don't you do or learn something brand new that will either have a positive impact on your life, on your job, or on your calling. It pays off so much when you're trying to uplift your mood. Maybe for you, it really helps you starting your day off with a motivational video. You might find that helps you tremendously. Why not, instead of just using it when you're having an awful day, why not put it into your daily routine? Maybe you've saved a bunch of short form clips that you have on tap for when you need to hear someone else speaking something positive over you. There's a lot of that on like Reels, and it is a fantastic way to give yourself a quick pick-me-up. If you're a Christian, you can even have the YouVersion Bible app read the Bible to you. Or you can use things like Audible to play you motivational books. It's incredible how much you can transform a bad day when you are intentionally feeding your mind with good food. You can even maybe put on a little Tori Grace video. Now, you're probably thinking, Tori, you've forgotten about taste. I have not, I can assure you. So taste is a fantastic sense that you can stimulate in order to help make your day better. Now, you're going to probably judge me for this, but that's fine. If I'm having a really awful weekend, or I'm about to go into a very emotional week, maybe it's Father's Day or my dad's birthday, 2 very hard days, I will get my butt on Amazon and I will buy myself some very overpriced American candy. It's actually insane how much I will spend on something that if I was in the US would be remarkably cheap. But, you know, being an expat over here in the UK, food that I used to eat when I was in the US as a kid, it just brings me so much comfort, probably more than most things. Like, my inner child gets really soothed when I eat American snacks, which is not so great on the waistline, which is why I try not to do it super often. So whatever it is for you, whether it's food or drink, find something that brings you joy and comfort. Even if it's a bomb-ass cup of tea or a trip to Starbucks, make sure you have plenty of it on tap during a bad day. Now, something that I do that I guarantee changes my day from a bad to a good one every single time actually brings a lot of my senses together, and that is gaming with my friends. Now, I know I just heard a bunch of old people's eyes rolling around in their head. I hope that's not you. Give me a chance to explain. Here are 2 scientifically proven reasons why something like this works, at least for me, 100% of the time. First of all, when you are gaming, you are stimulating a lot of your senses all at once. And when you are gaming, you're actively distracting your brain from problems and issues that are going on in real life. And you're either putting all your focus into a certain task, for example, completing a Legion raid in Lost Ark, or you're using your imagination and what you see around you and transporting yourself into a new world. And you know, the imagination distraction is exactly what happens when you read a book. A lot of people find reading fiction books incredibly helpful. I know my mom has a library of love stories on a Cornish beach, like literally. And gaming can be similar in that sort of way. However, with gaming, you're using a lot more of your senses to create an experience. So distraction when you need it can be really healthy, but it's only healthy as long as you don't live your life constantly trying to distract yourself. And like, you never do anything else but like game all day instead of working on progressing your life, or at least growing who you are. Like, for me, I use gaming as a massive treat. Like, I'll jump on at the end of the day once I've done all of my work as a treat for getting all the things I knew I needed to get done that day done. It's a great way to just unwind and de-stress, especially if it's been a bad day. The other scientific reason that gaming can be really beneficial is that, for the most part, When you game, your brain releases feel-good chemicals such as serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, and what's the other one? Oh, endorphins. If you're also playing with friends, the social aspects, especially when you're having an awful day, can be super helpful. There's no better feeling than, for example, learning the hardest Legion raid on Lost Ark, and after like 700,000 tries, not an exaggeration, you finally complete it with a group of friends. Like, there is no better high than that. And the reward center in your brain is going, here, have all these feel-good chemicals. Let me reward you. TLDR, gaming can be a fantastic way to improve your mental well-being, especially if you're going through a tough few days. Bet you weren't expecting that one, huh? I hope you guys found something useful that you can practically use to get through a bad day. And if you're having one right now, you're not alone. It won't always feel like this. And I'm legit so proud of you for at least waking up, getting out of bed, and spending some time with me.